Is this thing started? The old audience will see you in a moment. Get ready. Oh, is this thing started? Hey, we're live. I guess it lied to me. It said that it was not live. Anyway, what's up? This is Dave. This is What's Up Dave, my Monday, one of my twice-a-week stream now, where I catch up with my friends on the internet. So this is the Monday one. The next one will be Thursday. It's April 2nd. Happy April. And it actually snowed today. We had a beautiful weekend on Sunday. Beautiful, beautiful. First really nice day of the year. Of course, I spent the day working. Or was that Saturday? I can't remember. But yeah, so then it snows today. It's kind of chilly and unpleasant. But it's okay. Well, it's the kind of things I want to talk about today. Oops, I just screwed that up. Here, according to the chat window, I have a number of topics queued up. Code module, Stickypad counterfeit controversy, silly ideas, and a Far Cry 5 mini review. And then for show and tell, silver nail polish, and a Canonical Media Sharing drive. One of the silly ideas that I've been having. So it's going to be a day of silliness. But let's talk about serious things first. One of the serious things are the code module. There's an unaccompanied blog post for this. So let me just kind of go over this because this is more of like a talky thing. So I've been working on this code module for a learning sciences project for the digital humanities, and it's taken much longer than I thought it would take. I figured it would be, you know, something like optimistic. I thought, 3 days, I'll bang the thing together. But then when I discovered the first day I was working on it was like, before I can write the part that actually returns data to the rest of the system, I need to have a phased startup. We'd already selected tooling for it. We're going to use React, which is a popular JavaScript user interface library. We were also going to use D3, which is a popular visualization library. And, oops, let's see. Yo, check me out on mobile, says Kiddly. Digital Humanity, yes. Hey, Kiddly, in the chat room. And so, but then all of our code needs to actually coordinate between them. React has its own way of doing things. It directly conflicts with D3's way of doing things. And then there's our code that needs to figure out how to get data between React, D3, and our own routines that send data to a server, retrieve from a server, talk to other web apps possibly on the network, and do this in a clean way. So I wrote a bunch of stuff. I guess I could show you what the source code looks like, even though it may not make sense to anybody. Let's move it over here. But I'm feeling pretty pleased by the way this came out. It took like 2 weeks longer than I thought, and it took like a week to figure out actually just how to get into the mindset when I could write this again. This was like a fairly complicated module based on some simple ideas. So the Unisys module here, oh, this is the, I'm in the wrong branch. This is the branch that Ben made before I wrote all the other stuff. I'm going to launch Source Tree here, which is a source control management program. And I'm going to switch to the master branch. And when I switch back, everything should be good again. Reload. Let's quit this. So yeah, so the Unisys is the main universal system interface that I'm doing. And so it does things like manage state changes, distributes those state changes to other places. It implements a life cycle of when the application starts up in specific stages, like resetting and initializing and loading data. And then when that's done, then all these other things can happen. And I implemented it using some fancy new JavaScript features I was not familiar with, which itself took several days to just get my head around them. So overall, it came together, and I'm feeling pretty damn good about it. One thing I learned about this was that for me to get into the mindset of doing this type of code, I actually very much have to be in a deep dive state. And I've been trying to get to the deep dive state by doing things like, let me work on a little bit of stuff every day. Let me consistently review my notes. Let me make slow incremental progress. Nah, that doesn't work at all for me. I have to plan on on all-nighter just to get everything rolling. I need 4 to 5 to 6 hours just to get everything to fit in my head to the point when I can actually start writing code like this. And, you know, maybe if I was smarter or younger or better looking, I would be able to do it without all this preparation. But the kind of code I'm writing here is not just code to make it work, but it's also code that will be understandable by other people who are will work on this. And one thing I don't like about, I guess you could say, modern JavaScript stuff is like it's written in a way that's very hard to follow unless you already know the conventions. The kind of code I'm running here is almost uncool in how explicit it is. But you can read it from the beginning, and you can read it to the end, and you can see where things come from, and you can see where things go. And it tells you where things are coming from explicitly in the comments. It tells you about the big ideas and where to look it up. So it's really like making a documentation project out of the code as well. So people who look at it can eventually find their way, if they're unfamiliar with JavaScript or if they're unfamiliar with our code base. The idea is that just by reading it, they can get a sense of like how things come together. It's not all perfect yet, but that really is the goal. To be able to leave tracks in the code base, so people who are just trying to they're excited about using our code base for something, but they don't really know JavaScript that well, and there's a lot of weird idiosyncrasies in there that won't make sense to even, I would say, experienced scripters, beginning to intermediate programmers who have not been exposed to ideas about stacks, state, contexts, asynchronous execution of events, and that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Let's go on to the next topic, which is the Stickypad counterfeit controversy. Okay, so on Thursday, I think it was, I got a notification from Amazon saying that someone had complained that the products, these sticky pads I'm selling on Amazon, were counterfeit. They were counterfeits of another brand. Now, I'm the only one who makes this brand, and I'm selling it through my brand storefront on Amazon. But Amazon immediately pulled the listing for the sticky pads, which are these. And their argument was like the 3 things that are wrong with it, and I only saw like a little fragment of the original complaint, was that it was printed in lower quality paper, it wasn't sticky enough, and it's obviously a counterfeit, which is bullshit. But I could understand them maybe thinking so because the packaging did change. So if I go back to, let's see, camera uploads. This is a Lightroom, and I can show you some pictures of the packaging. It's in that blog post, too, that's on my blog over at davidstay.com, and I'm scrolling with the mouse wheel like an idiot. So yeah, here is the what the packaging currently looks like. And what's new is this cover sheet here. What's wrong with the cover sheet is like the margins on the cover sheet are actually are about half of what they are on the actual printed sheet. And now that you have this as a comparison to that, it actually looks worse. There's a few things that have changed. The stickiness has always been an issue with this product. This was not made by actual 3M, so maybe their adhesive formula wasn't as good. But I could see maybe where they were confused. The packaging was new. It doesn't look like the one they had ordered before. But the pads themselves were exactly the same. But this got me thinking. The listings are reinstated once I had provided proof of being the originator and designer and manufacturer of this. And I'm trying not to be angry about someone calling bullshit on my own products. But it got me thinking that maybe there's stuff I can do to improve it. And I knew that there were these issues with the margin, which is a limitation of the particular vendor we're using. And also like the misleading elements of this the margins here that don't really reflect the contents. The reason why I was like this is because I actually didn't have any sticky pads as a reference. I'd forgotten what they looked like, so I just took the existing template that I'm using here, and I overlaid this thing on it, forgetting that the margins were not the typical margins I have on my other products. So anyway, long story short is that I am going to looking into a different manufacturer now. It turns out that 3M now will do promotional printing on actual genuine 3M products, 3M post-it pads. So one thing they don't have is they don't have the background printing like I have on these things. This is where I used to do it, like kind of a mini how do you use the product thing before I started making these cards as an included thing. Kidley in the chat room says, it's obviously a counterfeit is the third what thing? Yeah. Yeah, it was annoying. I tried to have a good attitude. But, you know, so the customer may have been disappointed because of all these small idiosyncrasies between the cover, the design of the thing, and, you know, the cheap printing on the back of this thing. It's not even centered, which I just noticed. You know, they're not really, the manufacturer, you know, and the stickiness issue. But if I switch to genuine 3M products, I'm hoping that it actually has the 3M branding on the back of it. So if people complain about the stickiness, they can blame 3M, not me. It says, these are the genuine post-it pad article. Are you saying that they are not sticky enough for you? Well, go complain to 3M. We are just using their well-regarded services. So that's the goal for that. Okay, so what else are we talking about? My eyes are drying out. Silly ideas and the Farcry Mini 5 review. Let's jump to show and tell. And so I have this new nail polish color. Before I was matching the color of this Lamy All-Star Vibrant Pink Special Edition fountain pen. But I have other fountain pens. I've got this gray one. And I thought it'd be cool if I could match the gray one with the nails, because like that's kind of a thing now I'm playing with. Like, let me accessorize myself so I'm a little bit weird or eccentric looking, and but have some aesthetic anchor. And so the color itself was a fairly good match. Let me grab the bottle out of here. However, the actual look of the nail polish is a bit disappointing. I have to say. Let's see this side. Well, the match is not bad. Let's go to Oxcam here. So here's the nail polish. This is from Morgan Taylor, which is the same brand as the other one I was using. And here's the pen, and this light. It probably looks like a pretty close match. I would say that this pen has a slight more gray quality to it, but it's really hard to tell. It looks like the nail polish has a similar fall off, but actually it's quite different. For one thing, I don't know if this will even show up. I should probably get the macro lens for this. Yeah, let me do that. Yeah, I'll do that some other time. Well, I'll look at the photo. That'll be a little bit better. So if you look at the photo that I have here, let's see, let's get back out of here. Here's some photos I have. So here you can't quite see it. But you can see that there's this kind of ridgy pattern from this is like the strokes, I think, of it. There's a kind of grain to it. You can see how unclean that I did this application. There's actual, I think, some cake on my fingernail there. I had to take another picture of it. But it's just kind of dull. The surface isn't very good looking. Here's like another close-up of it. There's this kind of like, it's not this fluid, shiny metal thing. I kind of wanted it to look like liquid mercury. And also the way it falls off isn't very interesting. I mean, there's holographic nail polishes maybe that are more metallic and mercury-like that I should look into. It's just kind of disappointing. So I'm probably going to just take this nail polish off because I don't like it. And then the next pen is this one. This is the pen I was using in the 2007 through 2011 maybe. I used to just kind of like carry it in my ear like this. But I found a yellow nail polish that matches this. So that might be more interesting. I really love this color because it's like, it's just a nice color. This gray, kind of boring. It looks like I spray painted my fingernails with some sort of crappy silver paint. So disappointing. It could be that I'm not applying this right. I might have to use load the brush more on this to get a nice liquidy thing. So I'll continue to play with that. In the meantime, doesn't go with this pen. Need to look for a better holographic nail polish. Okay, so what else? What else are we looking at? We'll go back to the, that's over here, look at the screen. I'm having trouble seeing this because my eyes are drying out. Let me get this a little bit bigger. How many minutes in are we? I don't want to like go too long. I'm already 15 minutes in, so. The Farcry mini review, I'll get to that next. Canonical Media Sharing Drive. So, okay, the idea about this is this. There are certain TV shows, certain movies, certain songs, certain images that deeply amuse me and can be considered canonical reference points for who I am as a person. By sharing these media links with other people, perhaps they too will understand the kind of what makes me tick as a person. So the idea from this came out because my therapist, I was telling her that one of my favorite shows was a show called Community, but she had never seen it. And so I wanted to play around. So I was like, I really should have this episode on call so I can, people who don't have a DVD drive, because who has a DVD drive these days, could actually see it. So I made this. Let's go to this camera. And so I used Handbrake to rip the episode, which was, the episode in particular was Season 2, Episode 17 of Community, the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons episode. And so I made this little card thing, in which like there's a little cheap 8 gigabyte flash drive thing. It's stuck in here with some kind of adhesive. I hate this camera's crappy focus. Damn it. Now it's trying to erase stuff. It's so annoying. Is it going to focus now? Yeah, there it goes. Too many conflicting things in the background. The autofocus here sucks ass. So, with this, now the automatic gain control is making this gray look more like white, because it sucks too. So yeah, on this drive is just an MP3 encoded file of that episode ripped using Handbrake, and one of the DCSS libraries that aren't included with it. So I want to put on this thing is it's kind of like a personal mixtape for me of stuff that I like. And so if someone wanted to understand what is it that makes Dave/Sri tick, look at what's on here. The secrets are within. And so that's the idea behind that. Oh, on the side note, this is the ink that I'm using in that fountain pen. This is Noodler's black. The other one, there's pink ink. This one has the black ink. And the yellow one will have the blue ink, or the brown ink probably. The brown ink would be better, I think. I have the nice Noodler's black. So anything else to look at? I think we're getting to the, there's the silly ideas and there's a Far Cry 5 mini review. If you look at the blog post that I'm about to post, this has all the stuff I'm talking about. I'm not going to talk about the sticker I picked, but I picked the Max sticker from Sam & Max to put on the back of my laptop. Far Cry 5. So this is a video game I've been playing. Let me go to. I got it on Friday once when I was getting ready to do my big dive into running the code. And before that, I binged on video games just to get it out of my system. Oops. And the interesting thing about Far Cry 5 is it's like a really beautiful game. This screenshot here, this is a real-time render. This is the title screen, the credit screen. This Ubisoft barn side, and this truck here that has the name of the studio on it. It's kind of astonishing how good this is. And all the things are moving, the clouds are in the background. They've really mastered the light setting. The whole game looks like this. It's gorgeous. So like, I made my character, my traditional ponytailed, bespectacled girl. And so she's supposed to be like a real person. And then this is like, in general, my impressions of the game. Beautiful game, but the mechanics themselves are stuff I've seen before in other games. I mean, they're passable, not very exciting because they're kind of dumbed down. I mean, there's a lot of things to explore. You have like this big giant map, and everything you see in the game you can actually go to. So as an example of that, let's see. So you can see like there's all these various points of interest on this map. But if you go here, this is, oops. Let's look at this first. So that was at night, unfortunately, so these pictures show the scene on the starting island on top of a tower. I just wanted to see the land. So everything you can see here, this is actually places you can go. So you see this spot that's over here, you can walk there. You see that spot on top of that mountain way back there, you can walk there. Every place you can walk in every direction. It's really astonishing. There's like a processed version of it, and it's just gorgeous. I wish it had been daytime. I had to actually, I think the day-night cycle in this game is tied to real time or something like that. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous looking game, and I just wish that it was a little bit more novel in the gameplay department. As a shooter, it's okay. It's not the best feeling shooter. Titanfall 2 was felt much crisper and much more exciting as you just moved around. Doesn't feel so exciting to move around in this game for some reason. It's just like beautiful looking. But the actual shooting mechanics, the actual movement mechanics, they're just okay. Or maybe they just don't feel that novel anymore because, you know, whatever reason. I've seen it before. I've seen it in Tomb Raider. I've seen it in Wildlands. I've seen it in Rainbow Six Siege. I've seen it in Titanfall. I've seen it in other AAA shooters. Yeah, so I think that's about it for today. There's other things I could talk about, like the silly ideas, but you can read about them in the blog post. One of the ideas, there were some of the challenges were like wearing my bowler hat when I go out this week, just to see how people react to it. I feel terribly self-conscious when I wear this bowler hat, because who wears a bowler hat? And like it looks pretentious, but it's something I kind of want to get over. Stuff like that. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Next stream I'll do will be on Thursday, which means it might be ready along with the accompanying blog posts Friday morning, if you want to wait for that kind of thing. We have a new podcast coming out this Thursday. I need to process the show notes, or hopefully Sid will do that. At least I need to process the audio, which I don't think I've done yet. But yeah, so the next podcast is more media. There's a lot of interesting things going on in the virtual co-working chat room. A lot of interesting discussion about places to move to, which Peppercorn has brought up. Lots of interesting discussion about strength training from the people in our chat room who have done strength training. It's something that I've been interested in getting into. The typical organizational development stuff, some stuff about writing. I added a new channel called Talk_Creative. And it balances out our Talk Technical Room and our General Talk Lyceum. Yeah, stuff's going on. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not posting too many distractions in there, because we're distracted enough as it is. You know, so ostensibly it's a place where we're getting work done and sharing the joys and the thrills of that. And occasionally looking for a distraction just to take a little break. But I've been posting more stuff in the DS Play accompanying chat server on Discord. You can all see this stuff if you go to, if you're curious about this, if you go to davidsay.com /virtual co-working, I think it is. Yeah, so this will tell you how to get there and like what it's about. Constantly evolving. Kind of fun. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again on Thursday. Have a good one. Yeah, so this will tell you how to get there, like what it's about. Constantly evolving. Kind of fun. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again on Thursday. Have a good one.